Hello, everybody, and welcome for the third season of boys high school basketball here on DouglasCountyDigest.com. Chris Patton and Luke Johnson with our season opener tonight here in Arthur as the Tuscola Warriors travel to take on the Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond Knights. It's a season opener for us. It's the season opener for the Tuscola Warriors, Luke, but for the Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond Knights, they're already 3-0.
Yeah, Arthur, they not only is this their third game, so they have experience already in this season over Tuscola, but the majority of their players are all seniors, and a lot of those seniors are returning from last year's team that made it into the first round of the sectionals last year and came away with a loss. But Tuscola is up and coming, and like I said, this is a good test for them right off the bat, you know. Probably not the team you want to see right off, but I mean, it'd be a good experience for the rest of their season, considering they switched conferences to a CIC conference, and they still have some really good basketball programs in the CIC.
Yeah, you lose some of the teams like Monticello and Unity, but yeah, you still have some of those schools kind of more at Tuscola's size, and maybe they'll be able to hang a little bit here. And you know, a program that, as you said, has been a very deep and very experienced Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond Knights program. You mentioned last year's run to the sectional, and the year before that, a lot of these same guys went to the championship game of the Danville-Schlarman sectional. So it's a very well-rounded group, and as you said, based on the names up on the scoreboard here, it's all seniors and one junior for the Knights.
And Tuscola had some games scheduled early on, but because of football playoffs, they had to postpone those two games. And their schedule would have been pretty tough coming into this game. I believe they had Argenta was one, and Arcola, which is another good little OCA team, which will give Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond a run for their money this year in the little OCA. Both of those teams were on Tuscola's schedule before this game tonight that were postponed. So they have two really interesting games to make up, the Tuscola Warriors do.
And you know, you think about basketball or football to basketball, and you're like, oh, you know, they're already in good shape for, you know, they've been playing football for so long. But there's a difference between football shape and basketball shape. When you're running back and forth up and down that court, that's a little bit different than you know, having a play, then go getting into a huddle, or if you're a no huddle team, lining up and waiting for the next play.
And you're going to see a lot of hard man-to-man defense from Arthur and a quick-paced offense, but they're also very patient on offense. They wait for the good shot, and I mean, their defense is what wins their games. They just smother you up on top on the perimeter and then just deny passes, and Tuscola is going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
For Tuscola, Caleb Williams, Tommy Watson, Josh Knight, Zach Bates, and Jarrett Wallace are the starters. I didn't get all of Arthur Lovington's starters. Cole Garman is out there, Avery Schrock, Tyler Schuring, Colton Yeakley, and someone that I did not get. And we'll get him here in a second for you. Tuscola wins the tap. Jeremy Plank's out there for Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond. Warriors with the ball now. Tommy Watson has it, gives it to number 20, Josh Knight. He gives it to 4, Caleb Williams. He puts up a 3, and it's good. Nice start for Caleb Williams and the Tuscola Warriors, who lead 3-0.
That was a tough shot. He's under duress. There's a hand in his face, but he still got it to go in.
Knights with it now. Tyler Schuring gave it out to Jeremy Plank, who missed the 3. Went off the iron. Warriors chase it down. Here comes Tommy Watson, number 10. Into the corner, and now out top with Jarrett Wallace. Now driving the baseline. Shot put up, blocked away. Ball goes out of bounds off of Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond.
And both of these teams look like they're perimeter oriented. They got four guys out on the three-point line, one guy down low, but he doesn't usually stay down low very long. They move it around.
Cole Garman was one who blocked Watson's shot along the baseline. Watson throws it into Caleb Williams, and he gets it right back. Guarded tightly by 11, Avery Schrock. For Caleb Williams has it, almost carries it, but gets it back down. Zach Bates with it, then it goes over to number 10, Watson. Warriors want to work it inside now. Bates down into the corner and back out top to Tommy Watson. He pulls up from just inside the three-point arc. He's got 5 points tonight, and so do the Tuscola Warriors, who are up 5-0, 6:47 left to go in the first.
And again, just good work, working around, really patient by the Warriors, moving around to the first guy with an open shot, and he puts it in.
Long three-pointer put up by Arthur Lovington. It goes long over the rim. Warriors get the rebound. Knights haven't necessarily shown some of that patience their first 2 series that we traditionally see from them.
2 open looks from behind the perimeter, just they haven't made them yet. They're a little cold still. And there's our first foul of the game, a reach in on Arthur.
Knights thought maybe they had a steal there, but instead a reach in foul called against number 4, Jeremy Plank, his first, team's first.
And I thought maybe this would come out and be a real physical game, but they're not really putting a lot of people down low. Everything's coming from the perimeter from both teams right now.
Yeah, it's kind of the Warriors showing the patience that we sometimes see out of the Knights.
And I don't know if that's necessarily their game plan or the fact that this is their very first game.
Turnover there, and Tyler Shuring gets it, and he puts it up and down. 5-2, Tuscola. Pressure defense from the Knights finally got to the Warriors, caused a turnover. Almost taken away there from Watson. He drives through the lane, though, puts one up, kind of tries to float it up there, rebounded by Cole Garman. Tyler Shuring gets it ahead for Jeremy Plank. Back out with Avery Schrock, kicked around a little bit. Shuring's going to drive, pull up almost at the elbow. Instead kicks it back out to his teammate, 13, Cole Garman.
Great.
Give and go right back into Garman.
Good job by Shuring. That's your experience right there. He passed it into the corner. Shuring gave it right back on a backdoor cut.
That's a 4-year quarterback and a 4-year point guard right there. So he sees the field in both sports. Warriors get it down in the post. High shot put up, it goes over, but rebound by the Warriors out top. Jarrett Wallace puts it up and knocks down a 3. Some hot shooting early on for the Warriors, 8-4 Tuscola.
Good hustle and a great save. Watson with the open 3.
Yeakley with it, gives it over to 13, Cole Garman. He drives, we're going to get a blocking foul called against Tuscola. Warrior bench and coaching staff thought it was going to go the other way with the charge. Instead, it's a blocking foul.
And we've said the previous 2 years that charging call is the hardest call to make, in my opinion, for the referees. It's just there's so many things going on. You can't tell if that guy gets his feet set, if he gets his feet set. And it's just very difficult with everything going on to make a good call on that.
Going to the free throw line is Cole Garman, who makes the first. Cole Garman has 3. The Knights have 5 now, 8-5 Tuscola.
I believe that foul was on 20, Josh Knight, wasn't it?
That's who I've got it for. They haven't switched the scoreboard up there to show if that is the case or not. But yeah, I believe it was Knight. Second free throw up, and good. Cole Garman has 4, 8-6 Tuscola with a 2-point advantage. 4:50 left to go here in the first quarter. Steal by the Knights. Jeremy Plank takes it away and then flips it up to Shuring before he goes out of bounds. Jeremy Plank gets it back in the corner now, gives it back to Shuring. He's going to drive, then dish across the lane, and it goes back out top. Knight's going to work it around, 3-pointer from the corner. Shuring makes it, and he gets knocked down. No foul called, though. And the Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond Knights have their first lead of the ballgame. And then we're going to get a foul called against Jeremy Plank. I believe that's his second.
Ticky-tack reach foul there on number 4, Jeremy Plank.
9-8 Knights. 4:25 left to go in the first.
Some trouble out top. They've been having problems getting the ball across half court with that Knights pressure. Like I said, that wins them a lot of ball games, keeps them in ball game.
Travel called against Zach Bates. It looked like he kind of stumbled a little bit there when he got the pass, but then, kind of looked like he brought it back and was able to get it under control, but traveling violation called against him. 4:13 left to go. Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond up 1. Looks like Chris Davis into the game for Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond. Also looks like Hunter Cam is in, our first substitutions. Tanner Brewer also out there. Number 1, Hunter Cam with it, now down into the corner to Tim Davis. 3, Brewer had it knocked away, saved though, ball goes away. Here we go, Warriors. Fast break here, layup is up and a little too hard by Tommy Watson.
A little too showy for my taste. He had the finger roll, should have just laid it up and in, no problems. And a good recognition by number 10, Chris Davis for Arthur. Nobody on him, dribbles in all the way for an easy layup.
Got the ball, looked up and I can find a higher percentage shot than that. 11-8, Arthur Leavington. Three-pointer, no good. And goes out of bounds. It's going to be off the Warriors. Tommy Watson couldn't get that one down. Substitutions for both teams here. Stephen Gibson and David Manziel in for Tuscola. I don't know if we have anybody new into the game for Arthur. They just brought some of the guys back that had originally been out there. Into the corner now with 10, Chris Davis. He comes out top, dishes it off to 11, Avery Schrock. He's going to drive the lane. Met with some defense, kicks it out the other way, three-pointer put up. And we're going to foul called against the Warriors on the three-point shot by number 1, Hunter Camp.
And that's a big no-no. Most coaches will tell you right away, you don't foul the jump shooter, especially a three-point jump shooter. You gotta just go out with a hand up in the air. Chop step when you go out there and just make it a difficult shot. You can't get too close to him.
Cam makes the first of his 3 free throws. That foul was against David Manziel for Tuscola. 6'3" senior forward picks up his first foul, team second. Misses the second. Still 12-8. Arthur Leavington out with Hammond. 2:51 left to go in the first quarter. Misses that one. Only makes 1 of 3. Rebound for Tuscola. Jarrett Wallace gives it to 10, Tommy Watson. Josh Knight had it. Now it's back over to 10, Watson. Top for a 3. No good for Jarrett Wallace. Ball goes out of bounds. You saw Hunter Cam for Arthur there kind of box out the Tuscola guys so they couldn't try and make a save over on the sideline.
Good job by Arthur on defense there. Tuscola had an open shot. They ran their offense really well. But missed three-pointer. And Arthur, again, Arthur is built on their defense.
Foul called on Stephen Gibson, his first, team's third. So after weathering a little bit of an early storm there, Arthur Leavington Atwood Hammond has been able to come back and take the lead. Knight's ball. Avery Schrock with it out top, passes over to number 3, Tanner Brewer. Knight's going to work it around and then try and find a cutter. Ball gets knocked away. Yeakley picked it up though, dished it back, and Gibson gets the rebound for Tuscola. Finds the outlet pass to number 10, Tommy Watson. Saw another case there where the Tuscola player tried to drive in, ended up throwing it off the back of an Arthur Leavington Atwood Hammond player. And then again, once again, Tuscola set a little box there to try and keep the Knights from picking up the ball.
And Arthur's played 3 games already, but it really looks like right now with how sloppy it is, this is the first game for both teams.
Backdoor pass into Gibson. He went up to get it and then kicked it back out to 20. That is Josh Knight, who makes a nice move through the lane, cuts in there and lays it up and in.
You gotta attack Arthur here. You can't just play passive and move around the perimeter. You gotta move it into the paint and get it down low where they're smaller. And another poor foul by Mr. Manziel.
It's gonna be his second, so I think he might head back to the bench here. Caleb Williams and Zach Bates getting ready to check back in for the Warriors. Jarrett Wallace and Mansell gonna take a seat.
And I know you're not seeing a couple Warriors right off the bat tonight. Nick Bates and Ray Kirchhoff are both on the bench. Both had football injuries, so they are limited in playing time tonight. They just got released the other day, I believe. And you may see them in limited action, but you may not see them at all tonight. And Tuscola switches up there in a 2-3 zone now.
Knights key it into Schuring, and he gets hit again, but makes that three-pointer.
I think he got hit on the hand, but that was a good acting job to fall to the floor. Might have gotten the foul if he wouldn't have fallen to the floor.
8 points for Tyler Schuring right now. 15-10, Arthur Leavington over Tuscola. Nice pass inside by the Warriors. They get it into Caleb Williams. He's got 7, and his team now cuts the Arthur Leavington Atwood Hammond lead back to 3. 15-12, 1:10 to go here in the first quarter. Number 11, Avery Schrock out top, guarded by Tuscola's number 11, Dalton Hull. And pass goes away, Hull picks it up. Matt Frank's going to call a timeout here. Wants to get things set up exactly how he wants it here with 53.1 seconds left to go in the first, only down 3.
And playing a good ball game so far. They're looking rather decent for it being their first game. They've, like you said earlier, they've been patient, moved the ball around. These teams actually look very similar to each other with their game styles right now. 4 guys that are around the perimeter moving the ball, backdoor cutting, some backdoor screens. But, I mean, they're really looking for that outside shot. And Tuscola's made a few more maybe than Arthur, but Arthur's hit the 3 ball.
Tuscola made them early, kind of right off the bat, and then Arthur Lovington, Atwood Hammond, their shots have picked up as we've gone along here. I think whoever wins this one tonight is going to take advantage both inside and outside.
And it's not that either team's lacking physical size. They've got some big boys down there. I think 23 for Arthur just came in is Kyle Fagan. He is one of the Atwood guys that came over.
Warriors with it now. Josh Knight gives it over to 10, Tommy Watts. I wonder if the Warriors might hold for one shot here. If not, hold for that, maybe not necessarily hold it all the way down, but at least, find that one good look.
They're going to knock it down as far as they can.
There we go, another cut through the lane. It's working out pretty good for the Warriors.
And that's spread them out, spread the defense out as far as possible and make a good cut across the face of the defender, and then you got it to the lane.
Warriors back within 1, 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 3-pointer up and good. Tyler Schuring, he's got 11 so far. 18-14, let's see if the Warriors get one off here. Shot's gonna go up, it's good if it goes. It does not go. And Tommy Watson a little offline. We played one quarter here in Arthur. The Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond Knights have an 18-14 lead over the Tuscola Warriors. We'll be back with the second quarter on DouglasCountyDigest.com.